CHOFF Cast. Yup, it's the CHOFF Cast. CHOFF Cast.
The Clique episode 2.
CHOFF Cast, baby.
We're back.
We're back. Clique episode 2. Today is very special because Nico just got back from Constantinople. And he's going to tell us all about his adventures DJing for the Russian military.
Stop.
He's an op.
He's the only Russian military DJ that probably will ever come to Shoebox.
Yeah, so this is an important moment. Before we get into it, I'll tell you a quick joke I did on my mom. So like right before I went on the trip, and you know my mom's very Latin, very just, you know, whatever. She doesn't understand like everything I say sometimes. So she was like, "Oh, where are you going?" And I was like, "You're listing the countries." I was like, "Kosovo, Romania, Bulgaria, Turkey, Greece." But in between Greece and Bulgaria, I inserted Ukraine. And I was like, yeah, like Bulgaria, Ukraine, Greece. And she was like, oh, really? That's so good. That's so. And then all of a sudden she's like, wait, did you say Ukraine? And I was like, yeah, they said Ukraine. We're stopping there. They said they need some entertainment or something like that. She's like, don't you know what's going on? I was like, no, what's going on? They said the soldiers just need some entertainment and stuff. She was so freaked out. She's like, you can't go to Ukraine. You can't. I was like, Mom, I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing with you. But she was so like convinced that I was going to Ukraine. But yeah, I just got back from Europe. Very fun, very, very good time. Third time doing shows with the military. Went with our buddy Duffy out of Philly. Had a great time. We stopped at all these like Eastern European, Balkan countries that I would have never really thought about going to, or even like unless I had a reason to go there. But we stopped in Kosovo, had an incredible time there, rode a Black Hawk helicopter.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
You know, you don't like, have you guys ever done a helicopter ride?
Yes.
Yeah.
My flight?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I've
The
flown in
one.
some helicopters, yeah.
Yeah. Or you're a pilot too.
Well, student pilot.
Student pilot. You gotta make sure that hyphen's there. Gotta make sure that. But I'd never been in a helicopter, and you know, in recent months in the media, there's been nothing but helicopter issues happening.
Kind of terrifying.
Yeah, I wasn't keen on it. Like I was like super excited.
Yeah.
I was like super excited to do it, but like I had never done it. And, we got in there and they gave us the briefing and, they were like, okay, well, in case of emergency, this latch opens the window and you got to kick it out. And, they're giving us all the briefing and, we had 2 badass female pilots. They were so cool. She like came right up to me and she's like, all right, have you guys ever been on a helicopter? We were like, no, all 3 of us, no. She's like, all right, well, it's very fun, very easy. I'm your pilot, blah, blah, blah. We got, this, that, and this person are on board. And, they made it as comfortable as possible. But, it's the military. They're the most, gifted human beings to like do this. They study helicopters. That's their job. And Josh's got the twitches right now. And
Always.
it's an energy drink. It's
Firstborn.
I got it. And
We rushed into this, guys.
it's okay. That's
when
how
you do your podcast at Shoebox, it's not going to be like this.
yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Motherfucker.
I just love that you're telling like the most intense story and it's like just flopping everywhere.
There we go. It'll work.
Jesus
I'll make it work.
Christ.
I'll make
I'm
it
not
work.
touching anything.
But yeah, they got us up on there. Helicopter ride was crazy. Hovering is a lot different than flying. The at night was more scary because it was pitch dark. And like we're like flying over international, like not borders, but we're on boundary lines, like in Kosovo. Them and like the Serbians have a conflict. So, we're flying pretty much as close to the Serbian border at night in a dark helicopter, blacked out. And that was freaky. That was super freaky. But the whole experience of like going up there, getting like traveling from base to base, like I was like so giddy and like, flexing. I was like, you usually Uber or drive to gigs. I flew on a helicopter to go to a gig.
That's sick.
Yeah, that is cool.
So you're going from country to country to play on these military bases.
Mm-hmm.
So like walk me through that. Are these are American troops, meaning like they're from America. So
Yes.
as far as like the people you're entertaining, it's not people from these countries.
No. It's mostly Americans and they're all soldiers. Like it's not a public event. Like it's not like this is, they're opening the military gates and the public can come join a DJ event. It's very much a private event on a military base, and 90% of the attendees are American and American troops. But like for this trip, a majority of the bases that we were on were NATO bases, meaning that there were a slew of different countries on the bases. So like in Bulgaria, for example, ton of Albanians on base. So at one point in my set, like an Albanian gentleman came up and he's like, there's like 40 of us here. We'd love to hear an Albanian song. And I don't know any Albanian music. So I was like, okay, no problem. Yeah, for sure. And, I just went on YouTube, looked up top Albanian songs. Then I would go on Spotify, look up top 50. Then I would read the reviews of that song on YouTube, all while the gig is happening. We've all been there, right? Like we're like downloading music in real time. And, I just literally crossed my fingers and pressed play on this Albanian song, and the place just like erupted. And it gets to a point where like there's these little pockets of international groups that, they're coming out to have a good time. They all don't want to hear American music. The American soldiers, 99% of them, they just want to hear a typical club set from back home. It's a lot of top 40. It's a lot of Latin music. It's a lot of just typical things, even things that we played last night. But the international soldiers, they try to come so they can be friends with the American soldiers and everything. So at moments I was playing Albanian music, English music. There was some Turkish people, so I played some Turkish music. And at the end of it, it almost felt like a NATO event. Like everyone was like mingling and having fun, like introducing themselves to each other, and it's fun. It's a unique experience. But yeah, all performances are military installments that are either U.S. owned or U.S. partnered. And like I said, I was in Romania, Kosovo, Turkey, Greece. So we have installments and soldiers, some as little as only 100 soldiers on base. And then there's other bases that we were at where there was, close to 1,000 soldiers on base.
It's so crazy to think you could literally turn that whole party into chaos if you wanted to. You could play some it's a fight music.
Oh yeah,
you could actually influence the U.S. national
conflict.
Security.
Yeah, conflict, 100%.
By playing the wrong song.
Yeah, all right, we're gonna separate the room. All right,
it's a fight.
It's the final countdown.
Oh my god,
it's very fun. It's very different. Like I said, this is my third time doing it with the bases. So every base and every country and every tour has been different. The other tours that we did were a lot just more American only bases. So we were just playing kind of international hits or American hits, top 40, things like that. But this was the first one where it was very much like a lot of international music. I must have downloaded 50 new songs of 50 different countries and stuff, or not 50 different countries, 50 different, genres and playlists. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. It's a lot of movement. Does anybody here, you guys haven't served, but do you have family in the military or anybody?
No.
Not direct family.
Yeah,
friends.
I have a stepbrother who was in the Air Force, and growing up, I was like, whatever. But going there, we get to do a lot of, obviously the Black Hawk ride was, just a perk of doing it, but we get to do just a lot of just intimate experiences with the soldiers. We get to play, games with them. We get to eat with them. In Kosovo, we got to stay in the barracks. We would go to the chow hall with them, the mess hall. We got to go on tours with the fire departments. We got to ride tanks. We got to learn about, what operations is like on base. We met this one chick who, she's 25 years old. So think about it. If you ever have a stressed day, think about this chick, because it really put in perspective how crazy the military is. We meet this chick. She's 25. She's at an office desk in the military. She's all geared up, and we walk in, and we're like, oh, they're showing us around. And we were like, oh, I always ask, what they do, because it's very interesting. Because some people in the military will be a mechanic, and then some people are I fly and I ride the tank. I do that kind of stuff. So this chick, she's in charge of orchestrating movement of materials for the military across international lines. Mm-hmm. So for example, if one base needs to move 10 tanks to the next base, she has to go through this whole protocol to essentially warn every country in that area that they're moving all this stuff, because if she doesn't, then everyone's going to think that like America's moving like munitions and tanks somewhere for a conflict. So if she doesn't update everyone that, hey, we're moving, munitions and tanks and cars and everything, but it's nothing serious, like that small detail could start international conflict.
That's crazy.
So like when your day is bad, like it's never that to a point where like if I don't check this box, someone might think we're declaring or about to start a war or something. It's wild. Like the intricate, I don't know if I said that word, but like intricacies of the military and like the finite details that these guys and girls put up with and have to do. It's very respectable. And, a lot of these bases, they're not resorts. It's not like you're going to a 5-star hotel with accommodations and everything. They have the works in terms of for the military. They have the state-of-the-art gyms. Every gym in there was like Move Detroit. Shout out Move Detroit. But like times 10, like biggest room, like all the budget goes to the gym, right? So like they have bowling alleys on base. They'll have some golf simulators and things like that. So the soldiers stay active. There's a lot of activities. There's bingo night, karaoke night, Latin night that they do every night to try to keep them, entertained. But it's not like it's a resort. So like when you go there, you see like some of these guys and girls who are, some as young as 18, some as old as 40, who are there for all their own different reasons. Some are there for, education reasons. Some are there because they love their country. Some are there because they didn't know where to go in life, right? But like they're not staying in the craziest places. They're staying in like places that are being built, still being built. The barracks are the size of dorms, even smaller, like, twin beds. Some of these dudes are 250 pounds sleeping in twin beds. So, salute them. They're really, you learn a lot and you respect the hell out of them. Cause a lot of them like these guys are just from Kentucky and they're in Bulgaria. Like, they're like, we never thought we'd be out here. And I'm like, I know, like, I can't imagine, but like, they're there for their own reasons and all that. So like, shout out the military. It's a very humbling and unique experience for sure.
What is your schedule like when you're going there? So like a typical day, you go to the base. I mean, you fly in on a Black Hawk helicopter. You get a tour of the fire department. You play your gig, and then you're on to the next place. Pretty
much in some situations, yeah. Like every country except one, we were only there for like 2-3 days, and a lot of it is travel. A lot of it is very itinerary. Like military is very finite with their itineraries. Like dinner at 9 or lunch at 9. Tour at 2, set up at 3, show at 5, bed, next day flight. Like that's how pretty much most of them are. We got to do some exploring in some countries like Greece, on the island of Crete. We got to, go into the old town and take a bunch of photos and eat local cuisine. Same thing as Kosovo. But like in Turkey, we literally landed at 12 midnight. We didn't get out of customs until almost 2:30 in the morning because that's a story in itself. And then we literally woke up next morning, performed at 8 p.m. that night. The next day we were on a bus to the airport at like 4 a.m. So it's hell. There's moments where you're like, gosh, I'm exhausted. But then you like look at these guys, military guys, like they go out every night and then at 6 a.m. they're up for PT or a group run or like so like there was never an excuse to be tired. So like every time like we felt like we were getting tired, it was just like, it can't be that bad because like these guys are doing 10 times harder things and like look around you. Like we are just DJs playing music. Like this guy was telling us like right before he came to our gig, he was like learning how to shoot like missiles out of a tank and stuff, and like there was like almost a huge accident involving a soldier, and like I was like, damn, like it's not that hard. We're whatever we're doing is not as hard as they're doing, So yeah, it's a lot of movement, a lot of craziness. To touch on that Turkey story real quick, we landed at midnight. International airports are usually pretty cool with all the music equipment we're bringing, but we flew into a domestic airport in Turkey. So like basically like the Grand Rapids airport of Michigan, like it's like a small airport, and their customs agents were so confused with all our equipment, and not even like the headphones and stuff like that, like just our DJ equipment. Like I had 2 laptops with me, a camera, iPods, cords and chargers for days, because that's what we travel with. And we had to get a translator who was on the other side of the customs door to like come in and explain for us what we were doing there. Or else like they weren't going to let us in. So then we ended up getting to the hotel almost at 4 a.m. and had to be up at like 7 a.m. the next day.
Yeah, it's always crazy traveling with DJ gear. Like I've had issues in like even just in the U.S. in like Atlanta, where like the TSA person unzips my controller and is just like, "What do you mean you're flying with a DJ controller?"
Oh yeah,
that doesn't make any sense. This looks like, and they don't have a way to really detect what's inside of it. You know what I mean? I mean, they can obviously use their machine, but like, I imagine that plus a language barrier is like kind of intense.
Yeah, I looked at the DJ boards under that X-ray machine that they use, bro. It's wonky. Like,
how do you know?
If you don't know what a DJ board is, like when you see that X-ray come through, like their eyes lit up. They were like,
it's just like little
wires and everything. So much things going on. Plus, I'm sending in a laptop right behind it that has 30 cords and chargers and batteries and like the most ludicrous things. So yeah, it was pretty intimidating. And a lot of people in like Eastern Europe, I've learned are very expressionless, like in terms of, you know, out here you can always like tell where a conversation's going because people, you know, give you a nod or give you a smile, shake their head, do anything. Like they are stone face. Like they could be telling you good news, but like you don't know what they're telling you, if it's good news or not, because they're always just straight face, say what they need to say, and they don't need to like they don't need to say anything else. Like very mic drop. Like this is what it is, mic drop, that's it. So we had to get used to that. But there was a moment where like they were telling us we were good to go, but like he was just saying it in like the most straight faced way, and we were like, we're cooked. We're not getting we're cooked. We're not getting into Turkey. We're not getting into Turkey. So I was like very prepared to sleep in a Kirkova domestic airport in Turkey. But yeah, all those stories, 100 bad days is 100 good stories. You know, like that's what 99% of my mindset was with that trip. Like, no matter if there was a small delay on a plane, no matter if it was that customs agent situation, no matter if it was long days, long nights, whatever, like 100 bad days, 100 good stories. And at the end of the day, like the look on the soldiers' faces when they see a DJ from home come onto base and, you know, playing their favorite songs and shaking hands with you, coming up and shaking hands with you as if like we were Tiesto and Martin Garrix. Like, you know, like I signed like 50 autographs out there. Like it's very like they make you feel so good because like they're just happy to see someone else from home, you know? So definitely, you know, I flexing once in a lifetime opportunity that I've gotten to do 3 times. So like, it's very fun, very, very like, I want to do it one more time, probably only if it's in Asia, because that's like the one continent I've yet to hit. So if Asia tour comes up, I'm definitely going to go back, but if not, then it was a great experience nonetheless to salute the troops and have a good time with them.
Yeah, it's crazy to think about. I don't even know. Like, I feel like just getting there is like,
oh yeah,
it's a huge battle.
Oh yeah, I mean we had international paperwork like signed by the U.S. government, international orders like with all our details on it, who we were, what equipment we were bringing.
And you bring a shit ton of equipment. Like, how many headphones did you travel with?
For the silent, so it's silent disco. We would bring 200 headphones. 200
headphones in totes that's like your carry on.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, and the baggage, like the checking in baggage at international airports is the biggest burden of the whole experience, because like they are so like perplexed when you pull up with 7 bags, 5 suitcases, and 2 blue, ugly, giant totes of headphones. And they all, like, every time they're like, what is this? And you're like, headphones. And they're like, okay. And the biggest thing in Europe is that they think that you're going to sell them, that you're bringing in product to sell. So, like, when we would, like, we wouldn't have to declare it, but, like, every time they'd see all our stuff, they'd make us go into the declare line. So, like, we'd always, like, put the stuff in. They'd open it. 4 out of the 5 countries, excluding that Turkey event, would put them through, open it. We'd show them our paperwork. We'd show them videos of other shows we just came from. We'd show them where we're going and all that. And after, even if it was a 5-minute deliberation, they'd give you the thumbs up and they'd let you on your way. But the paying for baggage, obviously, at the company that sent us out there, they reimburse and cover everything. I didn't really have to swipe my card for any of those expenses, but every time we went through baggage, it was about minimum, because every country's different, every currency's different. Minimum, it was like $700-800 checking baggage every way, and we did about 10 flights.
Whoa,
That's crazy.
Yeah, so think about almost $8,000 in just baggage fees. It's pretty bonkers when you do the math and you rack your head around like how much they charge in baggage and stuff. Like there's a lot of logistical things that I like, my coordinating mind thinks like, is it better to book business class where baggage is included? The upfront cost is a lot higher, but you're not getting charged all this extra, baggage hidden fees. And like in Kosovo, which by the way, great country and everything, but like there we like pull up, drop all our equipment off, and they go, it's cash only at the airport. And I was like, this is a little sketchy, but I was like, okay, how much? And he's like, it's never good to hear when you hear what the price is. Like, so I was like, what's the price? He's like, yeah, that's exactly what he was doing. Cause like, he was like, it's 750 euros, which is like $900. We were like, what? Why? And he's like, oh, because, you have so much extra baggage, it's cash. So like, what are we going to do? Say no and not go on the flight? So like we go to an international ATM, which by the way, isn't a fun experience. And, just like hoping your card doesn't evaporate and like decline because you're pulling out money. You don't even know that like what the currency exchange is. But yeah, we pulled out $800 in euros out of the ATM, gave it to this guy. He like, chuckled and put it in his pocket and like let us through, whatever. Wow. Like, but that's just how it is. You have to like pull punches. You have to know who you're talking to. You have to know like the country's like code of respect, like our friend who was tour managing us, Aislinn, she in Turkey, and a lot of other countries, women are in a, it's not the same, like equal, like here in the US, we're equal. Everything's great. Everyone sees eye to eye. Certain countries, it's not so much that they're not equal, but there's ways to talk to people in certain ways or not. So like she like was talking to the Turkish dude in customs at 2 a.m. And not that she was being aggressive, but she was just like saying, hey, we're here on the US military. Here's our stuff. Like, we're good. Like, and we were tired and everything. And like the guy looked at her and was like, you have no right to talk to me like that. And I was like, Aislinn, go sit down. Like, go sit down in the corner. Yeah, like please sit down. They're gonna extradite you somewhere. Like, please sit down. She was like, okay. And then after we were chatting, she's like, yeah, I gotta like remember that we're not in the US. Like, there's just different ways to like communicate with different cultures. There's a tone thing, there's a word thing, whatever it is. Like, you just gotta learn where you're going and just, not that she did anything wrong. She was just trying to get us through customs, but he was just like not going to take it from her. That's just for whatever reason, he just wasn't going to take it from her. So that was a pretty learning curve moment for all of us, for sure.
Sarah, would you be nervous traveling to a place like that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
You'd have to just like be really prepared, I feel like, and really know what you're getting into.
You have to be seasoned.
Yeah.
You can't be a first timer.
You gotta like really research the culture so that you don't, accidentally
do something wrong.
Yeah, catch someone off guard. Wear the wrong outfit. Like
that too.
100%.
Yeah.
Like even as simple as like wearing a shirt with like a skull and crossbones on it could be offensive in a way. You like even like learning what the like I forgot what country it is. Jamie, look it up. Where the thumbs up is offensive.
Yeah.
Like a thumbs.
Really?
I want to say it's Brazil, or it's somewhere. Don't quote me. Jamie, look it up. The thumbs up is offensive. There's places where like the okay, like this is offensive.
That would be hard for me because that's my go-to whenever people are like staring for a while.
Yeah, at the club and everything. Every time someone looks at me, I'm like, hey, point thing. Like, you can't point in some places.
I wonder if there's a country that hands up is bad.
Hands up.
Cooked.
There was a lot of like things.
Let us know in the comments.
Let us know your obscene finger gesture in the comments. But yeah, there's a lot of just places like that where like little things that you might not even think about. The way like staring at people, like saying excuse me to people, like
eye contact.
Eye contact is a big thing, especially in Eastern Europe. in Europe, like they would tell us like, just don't stare too long. And I'm like, okay, sounds good. Just keep your head, we were never in danger, by the way. Like every country we were at, even when things were rough, I never felt at any point we were in danger. Like not only because we were with the military at 80% of it, but like every country when we were walking and exploring and all that, super safe, super clean, super fun. All the countries had this like post-communistic or current communistic feel to it. And like architecture was things that I'd never seen before, very different. And yeah, very, very cool.
You made it back alive.
Yeah.
Made it back alive, dude. Yeah. Like
with all the headphones.
Man, I was hoping those things didn't make it. Yeah, I was begging customs to keep them. On our last stop from Greece home, I was like, they were like, is this going back to Grand Rapids? And I was like, take it wherever. Like,
You can keep
leave them wherever. Those headphones are the bane of the trip.
Going back to Turkey.
Oh yeah, I'll send them to that
keep
guy.
'em.
Yeah, I'll sell them to Turkey for free, for citizenship. Cuisine was good. Quick story about cuisine. We were in Romania, and the soldier was like, hey, you got to try all this cuisine. And we were like, for sure, local Romanian cuisine. And she's like, oh, this is a type of sausage. And I was like, for sure. It was called sanguete or sangueta or something like that. And she puts it on a piece of bread and hands it over, and it's like smeared on with like whatever herb and whatever. I take a bite, and immediately my throat and tongue just like, I was like, ooh, what's so good? And like the guy who was with us, he's like, oh, that's sausage. And I was like, what kind of sausage is this? Like I couldn't even swallow it. It was so pungent. It was blood sausage.
Oh.
And I was like, oh.
I don't even know what that means.
Yeah, like
Blood sausage is like...
Blood sausage.
It's
what's
like
blood.
It's literally blood. It's like
For
think
what?
of a hot dog that's just been like encased in blood and soaked in blood.
Vampires?
It's just like in Argentina we eat it because it's a respect thing for like the animal. Like they eat every part of the animal. Same thing as Argentina. Like so I've had blood sausage before, but like I knew willingly going into it when I was trying it that I didn't like it either. But when he was like, that's blood sausage, I didn't know that's what I was eating. But dude, it was rank. Like
Just tastes like iron.
yeah, just pure iron. It's just pure iron. So if you're iron deficient, that is what you should be funneling every day. But like it was so pungent and so just like, like, and I like most foods. I'll try anything. I'm very, very open to trying every dish that's in front of me. But they were like, do you want another piece? And I was like, I'm good. I'm good. Greece, I had a lot of Greek salads, and I could eat olives off the tree.
Oh wow.
The olive oil tasted like juice. It was Greek.
That's magical.
Yeah, Greek food in Greece was the place I definitely want to revisit. I'd revisit all of them, but Greece definitely for sure.
Did you go to any American chain restaurants while you were there? I always love that.
This. Every military base has a Taco Bell, Subway, or a Burger King on it.
Yes.
Isn't that wild? Because Yum Food, who owns all that, has a big deal with all of them. So there's always a Taco Bell at least or a Subway on base.
Wow.
They're owned by a place called Yum Food.
Yum Food is the name of the brand that owns like Subway, KFC, Taco Bell.
Doritos.
Yeah,
a great name.
It's pretty impressive. But a lot of KFCs in the cities. Obviously McDonald's in other countries, so dank.
Yeah, way better than here.
So much better. Like we ate McDonald's because we were moving a lot. We probably ate McDonald's like 3 times and never felt like shit. Always.
I love that in Canada too.
It's like
Oh,
everywhere
it's the
outside of
best.
the
Every
U.S.
time I'm in Canada, I get it.
So good. Like it was so tasty. Like, and it's crazy. Like they have like veggie options. Like they have the McVeggie. They have like the
Dude, McDonald's in Australia is like a fine dining establishment. You can go and get like a wrap. Like you can get like anything you want.
Yeah.
It's as if you were at a restaurant, basically.
Oh, it's quite impressive. That was delicious. I have a topic for the group real quick because we're all we're all coffee drinkers. Yeah. The one thing I do love about Europe and is like coffee is not like like a concert. Like sometimes you come to places in the US where like the coffee is very 1B and like the experience is 1A at the coffee shop, right?
Yeah.
In Europe, coffee is just quick, cheap, and straight to the point. There's no they have cafes, right? They have all that kind of stuff, but like there's no like vibey aesthetic coffee store. It's like you go in, you get your coffee, the strongest tar coffee you can drink, and you get out. Like, and it's $1. Like, it's $1. An espresso is $1. A cappuccino is $2. Like, that's just the price. Like, nobody hikes coffee prices up. I got home, went to a coffee shop out here, paid $7 for an iced Americano.
Oh my God.
And it was disgusting. And the two baristas were just like doing like flair bartending behind the thing. And I'm like sitting there like
got
just
a live jazz fest
no,
going
yeah,
on
they have a
behind you,
DJ in the corner. I'm like, I'm a DJ. I don't care.
I want coffee, bro.
I don't want, like just give me the strongest thing you have and get like the coffee experiment out in the US is so jaded. I'm very like, I love European coffee places because it's all about the coffee. It's all about efficiency and it's all about quickness. Like I waited like almost 10 minutes for this iced Americano because homegirl was like spraying the syrup from way up here and like doing front flips and like the dude behind her was like egging her on and I was like, I'm thirsty. Like, come on. So yeah, I've learned a lot from that.
Yeah, it is funny how we drink this like weird. It's not even like they drink espresso, right?
Straight.
Yeah, straight. And then it's like Americans, we have this like weird water mix brewed coffee, which like I love growing up here, but definitely like traveling for a while and then coming back, it's like it's a weird to get used to.
Well, your story about when you went to Australia and you were just asking for an iced coffee and they were looking at you like you were.
It took me 3 weeks to figure out how to order, and you have to ask for an iced long black.
Yeah,
like I couldn't. No one understood, like, a cold brew coffee, an iced coffee. People were like, what? Okay.
They're like, put this guy on a list.
I would get like an espresso with an ice cube in it.
like, and a lot of places had iced coffee options, but like in Europe, it's very much just espresso, single, double, a little bit of cream. That's it. Gulp it and you're out. And you do that 4 times a day in Europe. Like you get coffee so much.
Yeah.
The one thing I didn't like was the cigarette culture.
I hate that.
In Eastern Europe was the most exposed that had been to cigarettes in a really long time because I feel like out here they're kind of going away. They're not as trendy here anymore. But no one vapes out there. Everyone just smokes cigarettes, and that's the opposite here. But like, bro, we were out to eat in Bulgaria, and it was our group. It was just the 3 of us, and we were eating, and there was this couple next to us that was eating, and they had cigarettes. They went through an entire carton between them 2 in hour and a half.
While eating.
While eating.
That's crazy.
And it's not even like the big fat Marlboros, like the ones that they sell here. It's like the thin ones. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about? Like the thinners. So like, but like every 2 seconds they had a cigarette lit and smoking. Each of them.
I think about that, especially the places that have like the hookah bars, like with the food. I'm like, do I really want that? Like,
I feel like it wouldn't taste very good.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think you guys are even old enough to remember when they could smoke in restaurants and bars.
Yeah, I do remember that, like that era, that time.
That was my hell
They're
growing
like
up.
2 feet away, you can smoke, but over here's the non-smoking.
Yeah, that's the best.
Yeah, Tez's seat's non-smoking, Tez is smoking.
Or the worst is like when you're at an airport or not airport, a hotel, like, do you want a non-smoking room? Like, what does that mean? Like, was there smoking rooms?
Yeah.
They still call them that, too.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah. They still have smoking rooms.
Yeah,
Even if you go to the South, like, I mean, they can still smoke in bars in, like, Tennessee and shit.
Yeah. Can you imagine? Back in the day, you smoke on a plane.
That's insane.
I couldn't imagine. That was before my time.
Like, I couldn't imagine if someone next to me just lit up a Newport.
Just take me out.
Dude, just lights up a Newport. One guy's smoking a Black and Mild in the back. The other guy's smoking a cigar. Like, how did they function? Like, how did planes land back then? Like, I would have been causing a scene. But yeah, weed was illegal everywhere. That was it was nice for the body, nice for the mind to cleanse, a forced cleanse for 2 weeks. Was really nice. That was probably one of my favorite things about the trip was that I had no access to weed and when I came back, I hit my pen for the first time, and I was like, "Oh my god!" I felt like I was in fucking high school again, dude.
I started
He's
floating.
in the Taco Bell drive.
Dude, yeah. My first meal when I got back was Panda Express, as
course.
processed
Yeah.
as processed
Very on
as it was. Shout out Panda Express. These guys all hate it. I love it. First meal back from a military U.S. tour. Sponsor me. Love you, Panda.
It's the only time I woke up in the middle of the night and projectile vomited. Was after
Dude,
eating that.
I believe it, but hey, it's good. It's so good. I have so many points, and I get so many things for free. It's great.
I mean, yeah, if they got to
He
give it away
is
for
Panda
free.
Express.
But yeah, it was fun, man. A lot of good foods, a lot of good vibes. Everyone that we met was great. It's nice because like now all the tour guides and stuff that we had out there, we became friends with them. So like I have a person in those countries should I ever want to go back and explore. And yeah, I would have loved nothing more to have you guys all there. That would have been very fun. But I can definitely see an international trip for the group in the
That'd
future.
be so fun.
Click on tour.
Yes.
A click clack tour.
Click, click, clack.
Click clack.
Oh, tell them about the video you were thinking of earlier. That video idea was sick.
What video
The
idea?
Click Detroit video.
Oh, dude. Okay, you guys know the song "Click, Click,
Yeah.
Click." I want to make a marketing thing of like us, where it's like click, 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 and it's like a picture or like a boomerang of us, like each of us. So it'd be like Tez, Sarah, Choff, Nico, Click.
Yeah. Oh my
It says
god.
like "Click" right under it. You know what I mean? That sounds stupid.
It's like we're a
No, I
band.
think we can pull it off.
We can pull it off.
Pull that off for sure.
Yeah.
It'd be easy.
Yeah, I don't know. We got a lot of things to work on in this group.
Oh yeah.
Got people going to military bases.
Yeah.
We're all
How did this
busy.
group form? We just like
How did this group form?
Bounced
The
it
Big
together.
Bounce America, baby.
Yeah.
The Big Bounce America, which, by the way, whenever this airs, the Big Bounce America is in Detroit.
Frazier.
Currently delayed. That's why we're
Yeah.
doing this.
Any updates?
No. Oh, that's a good shot. We'll check. It's not even 1:30 yet. But yeah, we're delayed right now. This is like a snow day from the Big Bounce. So that's why we're doing the pod.
on break.
Yeah,
time.
wind day.
Wind day.
Yeah, the bounce house
Great.
hated to see that wind coming.
Bounce House hates to see a hurricane coming.
Nothing worse.
Nothing worse. But
Just floating through the sky.
the group really did form from just like constantly, like we'd known each other. We didn't really talk in college.
No.
And I met you because of the bounce.
Yeah, in the car on the way to the bounce.
In the car in an Uber in Cincinnati on the way. Sarah had blue hair.
Yeah.
You were blue
Good
hair,
times.
Sarah. Yeah. And
her.
I think about her sometimes. And we literally rode like 45 minutes to Cincinnati. I met Jay Steele that weekend.
Legend.
Yeah, that was such fun.
I met just legends. I met just like people that are in my circle to this day still that weekend, you know? And then Choff and I had worked in various moments together in weird moments, whether it was a one-off music festival in Grand Rapids. But I met you for the first time Breakaway 2017 when I had my silent disco set and you were there for it.
Yeah.
And you were like, who's this guy? And I was
Choff
like,
impression.
yeah, now I get. And then Tez, I literally, one day, we weren't close in college, but when I was booking events, I needed it was a random cannabis festival in Marquette, Michigan.
Oh yeah.
You'd done that one, right?
My buddies have done it. I follow it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they needed a event manager, and Tez wasn't DJing at the time. And I literally just called him one day, like hadn't really spoke to him ever,
at the arena?
but we had done a podcast together because I knew he was doing shit, and we chatted here and there only. And he said yes, and he went and did it, and he stayed at a shitty motel in the middle of nowhere.
It was fun though. I think
Marquette's
Dawn
cool.
was her name.
Yeah, yeah.
Just northern hospitality.
Yeah.
just great.
Northern
like,
Michigan's the best. Like
Yeah.
it was just like you said yes to it, and then I started asking you to do things every weekend, and then after that we just became friends more and more and more.
Yeah.
And here we are.
And now we're all
here we
doing
are.
podcasts together.
Yeah, and then the group chat formed, and we named it Clique.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You named it Clique.
You?
I think it was you.
I'll take the credit. Sure.
I think it was him. And then I added the graphic.
Ah, yes.
Our marketing manager.
Graphic designer,
I added the graphic.
Creator.
Participant.
participant,
Yeah. Yeah.
marketing.
Legend. Yeah, legend.
But yeah, good group. Good group. A lot of fun things in store for us, whatever it is.
Always good. Always vibes.
Yeah. Fun times.
Always good.
We'll do it again sometime.
Sure. Yeah, thanks like for just sitting here on my story.
It was a good story.
I didn't realize I was just going to be sitting here
notes.
talking to the committee, but I appreciate it. It was fun to talk about it. I haven't really talked about it with anybody outside my inner circle. So yeah, happy to be back with the Clique and ready to click clack and do more.
Click clack onto that bounce house,
click
baby.
clack and run it back.
Yeah, click clack. Check us out on the bounce house this weekend. Or in Royal Oak. But by the time this release,
we'll be in there.
We'll be in there already.
Movement, maybe.
Last night.
Yeah,
it was fun.
It's always fun to back to back with you, brother.
Yeah, I told you last night, you're one of the very few people that I can back to back with without wanting to hang myself.
Oh my God.
I got really emotional when he said that. I played Moment for Life right after. I documented it mentally. But yeah, let's do it again.
CHOFF Cast.
CHOFF Cast. Clique Cast. See you soon, baby.
Do your podcast here. Hit us up. And we'll see you on the next one.
CHOFF Cast. Yup, it's the CHOFF Cast. CHOFF Cast.